Awkward.
Now I'm angry.
YouTube's gonna start right in the middle of that second ban. Sorry. Alistar banned from Constant Stutter. That's kind of interesting. That's Constant Stutter's pick, and it hasn't been something that we've seen Codekin play. Codekin's played Soraka and Thresh so far. The Severe ban, I don't blame them at all. Flozart looked very strong on that pick late game, and it helped them reposition, catch people out. Definitely super annoying. And the Fizz ban is something we saw Spitfire play last week. Did pretty well on the pick, and they're going to ban the Orianna. I like banning things that you had difficulty with in the last game. I still have. Oh shoot. Okay. Hopefully that music wasn't too loud because that would be copyrighted music, and that means that we're not going to make any money on YouTube. Not that we can anyway, but regardless. Thresh again for Codekin seems like a big comfort pick. And then the Tom Kench Ezreal. Tom Kench, something that Constant Stutter did play last season, and the Ezreal, I don't think Cabot Kings played it, but it is definitely a takeaway from Flozart. And they left up the Kha'Zix for Hoey C. Both games that I've seen him play Kha'Zix have been just disgusting. So we'll have to see if he can have a good performance on that pick. I don't know if it's as strong in this Scuttle Crab meta, because Kha'Zix isn't super great levels like 1 through 5. We'll have to see. There's the Warwick. Probably headed over to Aziriously Lucky, although we've seen Warwick top in these gold leagues before. In the Jinx for Flozart. I don't think I've seen him play Jinx recently. I don't think it was one of those AD carries that was on the ban list last game, so I'm kind of interested in that, but that's going to open up. Top and mid bans are going to be what they're deciding for Dude Where's My ELO. And there's the Maokai that they had trouble with, so they're banning out the team composition that played against them last game, it looks like. Only that Thresh is going to be available and locked for Team Fusion. And there's the Mundo ban. Okay. I was very curious if we were going to see that or if they wanted to play what they actually wanted to pick into it. But they'll go ahead and throw that onto the ban list. I like the adaptation. You have one more shot, I guess, to throw at Spitfire or at God.
Playtime's over.
The RE ban. That's interesting. So they're banning away their own champions is kind of interesting. The RE is definitely more of a Spitfire pick. I don't know that Golden Trash has played it. And the Alistar, I definitely don't think that Codekin plays. So I'm really curious about those two bands in particular. And there's the Scion that we saw last game. It is kind of just analogous to the Dr. Mundo. Might be super annoying and tanky and whatnot. And I believe played it in game 1 last week. And there's another Beef Boy. Gonna go for the Cho'Gath this game. Cho'Gath is really good into other tanks, so we'll have to see if Dogmar takes something a little bit different into that one. Takes a carry, takes a bruiser, something like that. Maybe a Zoe. Actually, I think Zoe would be a decent pick against Cho'Gath, but I don't think it's very good for their team comp right now. The Cassiopeia going to be locked in for Golden Trash. And now we'll have to see. Hopefully this is a successful pick for Codekin. I believe that's what they want. There's the Illaoi. Illaoi's pretty good into most tanks and top lane matchups at this point. This is going to really set them up for... they've got late game scaling with the Cassiopeia and Jinx, and they've got a lot of early game with the Illaoi and Kha'Zix. It's a little bit of a split. The Annie is something that we've seen Spitfire play quite a few times. So, when you have everything else taken away, that's a reasonable pick for him. So, I This doesn't feel quite like the last draft. The last draft, it felt like Dude, Where's My Elo got a lot of their comfort picks, but it feels like they're on something a little bit different this game. I like the approach that Fusion took to the draft. I don't know that I favor either of these team comps in particular. Dude, Where's My Elo has a really low damage team comp, and that's something that I'm going to be worried about. But there isn't that huge tank. There's not that huge front line for Fusion, so they might be able to get away with it. But Ezreal and Annie, not exactly the high DPS carries that you're going to see. Ezreal, of course, with the double tier build, does scale a little bit better into late game if that's what Cabot King wants to do, but it's it's still not that overbearing amount of damage. It's not a Jinx, it's not a Cassiopeia coming out. So I'd almost liked if the carries were switched in this case. If we saw the Annie Ezreal on Fusion side, I think that goes with their draft just a little bit better. But not what we're gonna see here. So um, yeah, I really think that the place to watch is going to be that top lane. If Dogmark can get very ahead of Malzahardons, that's going to give them uh, a lane in which they can just shove down and try to end the game. And there's not a huge amount that's super great against Alawi. There's not that burst damage that you usually like to see. They do have a lot of crowd control if they can land that Cho'Gath knockup or the Warwick ult into the Cho'Gath knockup. Can eat somebody if you want to. The Annie CC is pretty good. Um, Plus, you have the Tom Kench to prevent Kha'Zix from assassinating you. It's these are really interesting. There's going to be a lot of different interplay that's going on for these team comps. I think I slightly favor Fusion's draft in this case, but it's really going to be anybody's game. And we saw last game stretch 45 minutes, and I'm still we're still not sure who the better team is. I guess we'll put it that way after one game. So I'm interested to see where this goes. This Gold Cap League for LeagueKC is it's a bit of a slog. It's going to be 3 round robins for these teams. There's only 4 teams. Um, I'd love to cast the other game as well, but we'll see what happens with that one. Um, yeah, how are you guys doing in the chat? Which draft do you guys prefer? Do you like Team Fusion's early and late game draft, or do you prefer the heavier mid game spike that Dude Where's My Elo's going for? We'll be able to find out which is going to be superior in just 1 minute. I hate the spectator delay. I have trouble filling it by myself. All these casts will be uploaded to YouTube once I'm able to. I don't think I'll be able to get them tonight. Probably can tomorrow. I don't have a whole lot going on tomorrow. So we can definitely look toward that. If you want a link to the YouTube channel, it's down below. You can click on Callista, or it's youtube.com/merismatic SC. SC for StarCraft, unfortunately. An era long ago when I made the channel. You can also see week one's casts were just uploaded to that. So if you were interested what happened last week, want a quick recap, you can check those out there. All right, that's enough shameless plugging. Let's get loaded in and we'll see who's going to come out victorious. Again, sorry about the black screen. It happens. Hopefully it doesn't happen for too much longer. Okay, I'm good on my screen. That means you should see it in just a second. Oh, it's Voidbringer Alawi, though. I, mm, it's an ugly skin. It's up there. It's not like Pugma. Pugma is my least favorite skin in the entire game. And any team that runs, oops, any team that runs Pugma automatically makes me want to see them lose badly. Like when my teammates play Pugma, I don't want them to win even. Anyway, welcome back to Summoner's Rift. This is game number 2 between Team Fusion and Dude Where's My ELO. Spawning on the blue side of the map, down 1-0, losing out unfortunately on that base race last game. It's going to be Team Fusion. In the top lane will be Dogmar playing Alawi. In the jungle, Hoey C on the Kazakhs. Ooh, he's got the pink chroma again. I appreciate it. Golden Trash in the mid lane on Cassiopeia. Flozart in the bot lane playing Jinx. And Codekin supporting him playing the Thresh. Wearing the red health bars on the other side of the map, it's Dude Where's My ELO. In the top lane, Malzahardons will be on Cho'Gath. Aziriously Lucky in the jungle playing Warwick. In mid lane, Spitfire playing Annie. And then Cabot King and Constant Stutter in the bot lane on the Ezreal and Tahm Kench combo. They both have minion dematerializer, and Cabot King is starting Doran's Ring. This is going to be an interesting one, ladies and gentlemen. That's, I'm curious if it's super planned, if they're just going to look to shove super hard early on and try to get the scuttle control. I like this ping from Team Fusion. Looks like they're targeting the enemy Nexus. That's a very important objective in the game, as it does mean that you win. Small invade coming in from Aziriously Lucky. As the buffs are spawning, Alawi spots out Cho'Gath. I don't know what's going on there. Hoey is starting bot side here on the red buff. Alawi warded. Lucky goes over with the blast cone into that blue buff. I could show it. Sorry, I don't know why I'm not directing the camera. So Lucky's going to go for the blue buff steal. They're headed over to contest this at level 1. I don't think that's actually the right idea. I'm pretty sure as Kazakhs you just go take his red buff. But they've got 3 people collapsing now. Hoey actually secures the buff. Lucky flashes over the wall. And Hoey didn't want to go ahead and follow. So he secures the blue buff. That's good enough, honestly. Lucky now forced back into his own jungle. I'd love to see Kazakhs go and now contest that second blue, because he should have a level advantage after this scuttle, maybe even plus the other scuttle. Cho'Gath is super worried about it. Malzahardon's headed down, called in. We're watching bot lane farm for some reason with all of this. Yeah, Kazakh's not looking as aggressive as I thought he would off of that. That's interesting. I'm not sure. This will be an interesting lane up in top. This was the one I highlighted at the during Champion Select. But if Dogmar can get really ahead, I don't know that there's a great answer to the Alawi. They have a decent chain of CC, but in terms of sending one person to a side lane to contest the Alawi, I just don't think that that's really available. Hoey's even up here for the gank. Lands the slow. Does it? Oh, they're gonna follow that up. That's first blood. Dogmar picks it up with the Test of Spirit, I think is the W. So first blood to the Alawi, and already a 12 CS advantage, and Cho'Gath's going to be off tempo as well. That's a rough start for Dude Where's My ELO. Codekin. This is something interesting about Thresh players. Okay, so Thresh skins, if you didn't know, the Samsung White skin has the hook is the opposite direction of the other skins, so you can hook it left around minions, whereas every other skin you can hook it right around minions. So I hate that skin, but Codekin is actually changing it up game to game, and I'm curious if that affects the performance at all, if that's a known thing, if it's something intentional. Hoey and Aziriously Lucky gonna go ahead and scrap in the jungle. We're watching top lane for some reason though, as everybody collapses. Flozart getting a lot of damage done. Zap's not gonna connect as he's now in front. Constant Stutter trying to walk in as Tahm Kench, gonna get hooked in. Hoey, oh, Aziriously Lucky comes in, gets the fear back in. Hoey forced to flash away. Eat from Tahm Kench is enough to get him away, and Dogmar is gonna pick up a solo kill in top lane in the meanwhile. Rockets coming out from Flozart. He's running a little bit low on mana. Zap over the... Oh, the hook over the wall is going to actually connect into the Flame Chompers. I don't know that they have enough damage. Cabot King flashes away. The Guardian proc is enough. Devour comes back up from Constant Starter. Golden Trash is here. Going to pick up the kill with the auto attack onto a Seriously Lucky. And it's a 3-0 lead now for Team Fusion. I really like the team play that Fusion has had so far. They're roaming in groups, and it's both good and bad that they're so willing to give up just huge amounts of farm in order to go and scrap. It's good that they're willing to support their teammates. It's bad that you can see the farm difference in mid lane because of it. Kha'Zix, I believe, is spotted here on the ward. Spitfire is almost completely out of mana. Malzahardon's now finally back in the top lane, down 30 CS to the Alawi. Not a great spot so far, and looks like headed for the Glacial Shroud first, which I don't know. Usually you just want to rush that Bramble Vest if you're behind an Alawi. I know the mana's really nice on Cho'Gath, but sometimes you have to make that little bit of sacrifice and just hold your abilities a little bit more. We'll have to see if Malzahardons can get back into it. We saw last game the Dr. Mundo was really impactful until healing debuff was finally acquired. We'll see if he can have the same impact on that Cho'Gath. Now behind 0-2 puts him in a difficult spot, but you know, we've seen people come back from worse. First back's coming through, the tier coming through for Cabot King compared to the BF sword for Jinx. That's a nice feeling. It's still interesting, the minion DMATs in bot lane. Oh, gonna go ahead and land the, I'm sorry, that's the Test of Spirit. It's the Harsh Lesson is the Q. Okay, we've got it. The bonkening is the Harsh Lesson. Makes sense. They are actually shoving pretty hard with these dematerializer stacks. It's kind of interesting. They have a 7 CS advantage with the wave crashing. Not a big deal in bot lane. Mid lane, meanwhile, there's small CS advantage for Annie, but the kill for Golden Trash means that we're sitting pretty even other than that top lane. First Dragon's an Ocean Dragon. It would be... It'd be better for Dude Where's My ELO to get, because Malzahardons needs that regen up in the top lane. Ocean Dragon is one of the... It feels relatively useless, but your top laner wants it. Like, as a top laner, an unfortunate top laner myself, I'd give up a lot to get that Ocean Dragon early, just to help me out in top lane. Second jungle clear's going relatively boringly for Kha'Zix and Cho'Gath, both trying to farm up and hit that level 6 so that we can see those ganks start to come through. Lucky's here in bot lane. He's only level 5, doesn't have the most amount of mana. Codekin has the Lantern available as well, so it shouldn't be anything difficult. Actually going to go ahead and hook him in. Devour comes out just to make sure that nothing gets turned on to Lucky. Oh, Spitfire going to go ahead and land the non-stun Tibbers, and it's enough with the Ignite to pick up the kill. That's a sign of Spitfire just knowing that champion and knowing the burst that he can put out, and Golden Trash not respecting it immediately. So that's the first kill going over to Dude Where's My ELO in the mid lane. And now we'll see level 6 for Kha'Zix's hit, so it has a little bit more ability. That was interesting. Right off of the back, the Test of Spirit landed, so it just pulled it out, and then immediately he's probably dealing with some tentacles back in base. Dragon's warded up pretty heavily by a Seriously Lucky. Doesn't have that smite available, and is actually going to take the second blue buff from his mid laner. this is much more of a tentative game. We'd already had a bunch of kills at this point and a lot more action to talk about. Whereas it seems like now both teams settling in, feeling, giving each other a little bit more respect, and now Lucky and Hoey going to meet out. I don't know that they saw him. Lucky gets chunked out and actually forced to use that infinite duress to run away. That's a tough one. Dogmar and Malzahardon still going at it. Dogmar has a 2-level advantage. That's not the best leap of faith. Only getting the 2 tentacles. Didn't actually have one on the wall at the time, so not able to do that insane Alawi damage that we normally see off of it. But still is going to force him back, and actually allowing maybe a dive under tower. Hoey is here as well. Jumps in. The Nom regens a little bit of health, and Hoey takes almost enough tower shots, is able to flash away, and the kill is secured for Dogmar. It's a 3-0 Alawi now. Hoey. I guess knowing his limit there, the feast from Malzahardon's on the minion almost gave him back enough health that he was able to survive through it. But it wasn't to be, and now the top lane under fire. Codekin, not quite there. Was guessing he was going to dodge it in on the hook. Abyssal Voyage coming through. Do they know that they're caught just a little bit? Lucky is here. Gets on, fears Flowzart back in. He doesn't have anywhere to go. Gonna just try to trade onto Cabot King, but Cabot King will pick up the kill and get devoured out to safety. Really nicely executed play by Constant Stutter and Aziriously Lucky, and they'll pick up one in the bot lane. I don't know about this one. Codekin trying to just clear out the wards. Doesn't look like they're seeing that right away. Malzahardon's almost has the ultimate back up. This might not be where Dogmar needs to be. He's almost out of mana. Ooh, doesn't land the Rupture, though. Still trying to follow through. Hook over the wall from Codekin. Knows that they're doing the dragon. Death Rocket comes mid, hits Spitfire. Not able to pick up the kill. Golden Trash forced to ghost away, though, off of the Tibbers. Dragon goes down in favor of Dude, Where's My ELO? And Spitfire going to face the wrath of Kha'Zix. Hoey C able to pick it up with the jump up to 1-0-2 now on this Kha'Zix, and it's a pick that's looked super strong for him. We saw him pop off in one of the games last week, and it seems to be picking up right where he left off now. But all told, not a huge lead so far. It's starting to develop, though, as Team Fusion has the gold advantage. The issue for them is going to be Cabot King has a kill up in bot lane, and Spitfire is a big man in mid, has 30 CS up, has a kill as well. I'm always curious about Annie builds. I'm not super familiar with the champion. Looks like I'm not actually sure what that builds into. Oh, he's gonna smite Lucky. Lucky's in looking for this. Oh my goodness, to press the attack damage plus the infinite duress, able to pick up the solo kill for the jungler, but meanwhile Dogmar is just gonna run down the top laner. Dogmar's finished up that Black Cleaver now. Already a full item, pretty much. Not a full item, pretty much. He does have a full item. Flash Flay from Codekin looking to get super aggressive. Flowzart not able to connect with the Flame Chompers. Trading back damage with Cabot King. Meanwhile, Golden Trash just trying to do what he can against Lucky. Lucky dashes through, though, with the Chomp. Flash over the wall from Dogmar trying to pick up one. Lands some damage. I don't know that he can finish anything off here. Oh, lands the Tentacle Smash onto Lucky, not respecting the Alawi damage. And now Alawi is 5-0. Tibbers was just burning away there. Oh, Hoey is here. Stunned up, not able to get the slow. Jumps forward, does land the slow, and there's the Unseen Predator damage coming through from Hoey C. Second kill for Kha'Zix now, and starting to rack up some of that lethality as well. That's going to be a scary dude. Tom Kench is walking his way in mid lane. I don't know that he's got a whole lot he can do. He can come annoy Hoey maybe at his Raptors. Maybe a little bit late on that idea. BF Sword Zeal now for Flozart as they're headed back into lane. Cabot King has the Man Immune and the Sheen. Both of them have finished boots. Interestingly, Cabot King opting for the Ninja Tabby, which is probably a good decision against the Kha'Zix, Alawi, and Jinx. Constant Stutter clears the ward, able to get away, just taking a little bit of damage in the process. Hook lands onto Cabot King, but now Seriously Lucky just running in. Box trying to slow everybody down. Kokin's gonna go down, and Flozart not able to trade back enough damage. This is a good answer, though, from Team Fusion. They're onto the Rift Herald and going to go ahead and secure that as well. They hand it over to Dogmar. That's kind of interesting. So they allow you with it. I wonder if they're just going to take it immediately mid. They already got the first tower gold, and they're just setting up for the dive now. Flozart lands the Flame Chompers onto precisely nobody. Lucky picks up the kill, stealing that away from his AD carry, and now there's 4 members down. There are 4 members pushing against 3 in a Rift Herald, though, and that mid turret's worth quite a bit more than this bot turret is. So this is a pretty interesting trade. Malzahardons is here. Doesn't have Feast available. Just walking in. Dogmar lands the Leap of Faith. Gets chucked out pretty low. Malzahardons forced to flash away, though. They get 2 towers in mid lane. Pink's coming in. The Abyssal Voyage actually brings Spitfire in. Blows up Cassiopeia at the back of that fight. Meanwhile, Dogmar able to finish off Malzahardons back at the front. Lucky now in Dogmar. Hoisee's coming in. Senses blood, but it's going to be forced out. Constant Stutter and Lucky in pursuit. Spitfire trailing just a little bit behind. I don't think they're going to be able to close the distance, and this should be a successful play for Team Fusion. That's 2 towers in exchange for 1. Ooh, Hoey's still looking for a little bit more. Codekin, interesting path around that, but not going to be punished for it. Infinite Duress lands. Dogmar trying to get enough healing to trade back. Misses the Tentacle Smash. Not able to pick that one up. Hoey trying to finish off the kill. Gonna finish it and flash away. The teleport coming in from Malzahardons, though, means that there's a push coming through from 3 members of Dude, Where's My ELO? Now this top tower under fire. There's no wave clear available right now for Team Fusion, so they're forced to give that up. Meanwhile, Jinx on the other side of the map is going to try to make whatever she can happen. Spitfire, that's just blatantly disrespecting the any pick. That's yeah, that's a little bit of an overreach. Teleport coming through from Alawi, going to try to stop this push. They've traded 1 tower for 1, so the top tower goes down in favor of Dude, Where's My ELO? Bottom tower in favor of Team Fusion. As we continue just trading the objectives, spinning that roulette. It's a 1,000 gold lead, almost 2 for Team Fusion, but they haven't been able to grow that since the last time I mentioned it, which was 5-6 minutes ago. Ocean Dragon on the table. Looks like that may be the objective for ELO. A lot of pings coming down. Mega Death Rocket connects onto Lucky, but just enough to bother them. Zap takes it down to about 2,000. I don't know that they can get any other damage. Feast is actually going to go over to Malzahardons. Flozart forced to flash away as Lucky comes over the wall with the Infinite Duress. That's a decent Cassiopeia ult, able to stun up, excuse me, Cabot King. Tibbers comes over the wall. I don't believe it got the stun with it. But Tibbers trying to do some damage, does go down in the process. But Lucky just walks directly into Hoey, and Hoey knows that Kha'Zix damage, has that Duskblade. That's the Duskblade we wanted on the Zed last game. You can see the power of it just with that extra little bit of auto damage. But now the push still continuing for ELO. They're going to take the mid turret in exchange for their jungler's life. So trade ultimately in favor of ELO. Gold, you can see, brought about 500 closer. They're not really going to do Baron, are they? I hope not. They're setting up to bait it, at least. Golden Trash, I think they're aware that... Oh, they should have been aware. Spitfire's there. A lot of damage coming through from Dogmar, but already they've lost their mid laner in exchange. Dogmar now trying to find Malzahardon's. Hoey jumps in, gets the slowdown onto Cho'Gath. Devour just going to prevent him from getting chucked out. Infinite Duress lands onto Hoey. They're going to follow him through. Tentacle doesn't connect, not able to get that Test of Spirit. Now the rest of the team is here. Flozart trying to do some damage from the back. Doesn't have the most damage yet, just sitting on that Ruden's Hurricane and BF Sword right now. Lantern through just to get some vision. Malzahardon's trying to get closed on, and Hoey is going to pick up one. Doesn't have the E-Evolve yet, so I won't be able to chain those through. But now Lucky is in a little bit of trouble, goes into that bush, trying to escape, gets the Fear plus the dash and the flash. That's a nifty little escape from Seriously Lucky. Cho'Gath has that Bramble Vest. There we go. There's the heal debuff for Alawi. I like that pickup. I wish it was a little bit earlier, honestly. But, you know, it's good that they have it available. Dogmar sitting on Black Cleaver Trinity Force on that Alawi, sitting at 7-1, feeling pretty good. We'll have to see if they can continue to use that lead. Right now, we really need to see Golden Trash start to step up and output some damage. Hoey's overstaying for the Scuttle Crab. It's valuable, but it's not that valuable. Cabot King will pick it up. That's 140 gold in his pocket. Ping's coming through. They know that they've chunked out the jungler. Oh, Lucky's going to go in over the wall. He knew where he was because of the blood scent. Picks up the kill immediately, but is going to pay for it. Are they able to turn anything up? Dogmar trying to regen through, but Malzahardon's eats him. Super Mega Death Rocket not able to connect onto Spitfire, really trying to get that last bit of damage. They don't have Cassiopeia with them, and the two big members on their team are down. Now 13-12 in favor of Team Fusion. We see these two teams are pretty evenly matched, honestly. This is going to be a brawl till the end. Right now, Gold Lead has climbed back to about 1,000 in favor of Team Fusion. This is a risky call. They've pinged out the Baron. They're starting it. At 2250, this does a lot of damage. They have some tanky members. They don't have Feast available just yet, so it's just the Smite from Seriously Lucky against the Smite from Hoey C. They're both level 12, so this will be an even odds. The hook lands onto a Seriously Lucky. Miasma trying to slow everybody up. They're split just a little bit. True Shot Barrage doesn't connect onto anybody. Flozart was chunked on the outside of that fight. They're going to back off of Baron, so at least the Baron foiled. Hoey now looking for a little bit of something with that Void Assault. Not going to connect. Not going to find anybody with it, though. And everybody just going to disengage for now. Oh, baby. All right. The Baron at 22 minutes. Okay. If you missed 2 patches ago, Baron now does way more damage to the person tanking it than it used to. It's almost an actual objective now. On the side of Dude, Where's My ELO? There's not a huge matter of concern. They have 3 tanks. They can tank it for quite a while. It does hurt a lot more than it used to. It's certainly worth looking at. You saw how chunked Lucky was, despite Warwick being usually one of the best people at taking Baron. Fusion does not have a good Baron team. Dogmar's going to find Constant Stutter. That's going to be annoying, but nothing really damaging. Interestingly, Dogmar going for the Q and then the W max. I'm curious about that one. The E is such a valuable max on Alawi. It allows you to transfer, instead of doing, I think it's 20% at rank 1, you're going to do 45% at rank 5 of the damage you deal to that spirit. Connects onto Cabot King. And you can see it's an annoying amount of damage, but it's not... Oh, he took a tentacle. Well, if he takes those tentacles, that's gonna kill him, but just the E damage wasn't a huge amount. Dragon is spawning here in 7 seconds. Let's see what flavor it is. It's a spicy dragon, our first spicy dragon of the series. Lucky has found Flozart, goes ahead and jumps through the flame choppers because you can do that for some reason. And Flozart's going to go down without, I mean, probably shouldn't have burned the flash, honestly. But now Cabot King's caught on the other side, both AD carries down to the respective junglers. Malzahardon's forced to flash away. They're going to grab the Spirit of Annie, put some tentacles into it. I don't want to speculate on people's tastes. I can say that that's not exactly what we want to be seeing here, but Lucky's going to get hooked out of the dash. And the wall of the box will pick up the kill. But the burn from the red smite able to pick up the kill in return. So both junglers go down now as the dragon comes up. That means that Cho'Gath is very happy because that means that he'll get a free feast without any junglers trying to take it away from him, more than likely. Spitfire finds, well, not a stun on the summoned Tibbers, but is going to chunk out Golden Trash. True Shot Barrage comes through just to be annoying. They don't have vision of this. Q comes through, it's ticking down now. That's... Oh! That was not a good feast from Malzahardon's. Took it down to about 100 health. Luckily, Spitfire able to secure, so that'll be the Infernal Dragon going over to Dude Where's My ELO. Secures them a little bit more late game scaling. Not the best dragon on them. The Annie... Oh, the Warwick has a Trinity Force. I have been remiss in reporting. Warwick is full damage. That's a Trinity Force and a Tiamat so far for him. So we were wondering where the late game damage was going to come from. It's apparently going to be Warwick, is the decision of ELO. Good Scryer's Bloom, able to spot out the members headed toward the Baron Pit. Oh man, Dogmar is level 15 and Malzahardon's is level 11. Lucky is the highest member on his team at level 14. The 5 members of Fusion are grouped up here in front of Baron. Test of Spirit not able to connect from Dogmar. Goes in with a Harsh Lesson. Flash forward from Codekin, not able to get the hook. They are going to jump down and just take out the tank, though. 7th death for Malzahardon's is pretty rough, and that'll be another kill secured by Codekin. They really need to find a way to get some gold onto Flozart, though. He's falling a little bit behind. We saw him have a huge impact last game on that Severe. Should have a similar one on Jinx, but not being funneled the gold the same way that he was. Spitfire flashes over the wall, lands the summon Tibbers onto 4 members, takes down 2 immediately. The double kill for Annie. Flozart on the backside of the fight's going to get annihilated by Aziriously Lucky. And that's a 4 for 1, 4 for 0, excuse me, or a clean ace. I'm losing my mind. And the Baron going over to Dude Where's My ELO. That might have been the turning point in this game. It's been so close up to this point. We'll see how much damage they can get done with this Baron buff. At the minimum, should be 2 towers. Yeah, Lucky doesn't even care about the tower damage. Just, I want it. I want the tower. Has the Trinity Force to help get a little bit more damage on it as well. Codekin is here, was the first member to fall, just trying to delay them. Inhibitor's going to fall in. Now they're going to rotate bottom. I like the macro rotation off of the Abyssal Voyage. And that's 3 towers now. Look at that gold lead start to climb up. That's 5,000. They haven't been able to spend it yet, though. Could be a little bit risky just now. Hoey finds Aziriously Lucky by himself, trying to kite that one out. Jump forward. That's a lot of damage coming out from the isolated Q. Lucky, tries to go back to the blast plant, but not able to get there. Spitfire throws out Tibbers just to try to slow down the pursuit. Hoey now isn't able to connect on the Void spikes. There's so many Void names in this game. Dogmar now coming forward. He doesn't have really any crowd control, so I don't know that this is going to be super successful for him. So now it's 17 kills to 19. We do have a definitive lead in this game, though, and it's Dude Where's My ELO. They still have a handful of Baron buffs. Not a handful. I keep saying a handful. It's not correct, but it is a a couple of Baron buffs on their team, so may look to still continue to get some more objectives. I am curious. Let's check in on some Cho'Gath stacks. He's at 7. That's really good. Yeah, that's actually not bad. There's his 6th minion stack, so he's going to be up to 8. He's hanging in there. He's 1 in 7, but he's a trooper. I just hope this heads into the same territory that we were in last game. Game 1, for anybody joining us late, ended on a base trade at 45 minutes. He didn't kill the minion with that feast. Okay, so he still has another one to go. I just heard the sound and assumed. There's almost no minion you can't kill with a naked feast, but apparently the one that he chose to eat was a little bit tanky. I always see Kha'Zix phase out of that Void Assault and the passive one, and I'm like, why do you use his ult there? It's not. It's just his passive. It's stupid. All right. 4 members grouping top for Dude Where's My ELO, trying to use the last. I don't know if they have any Baron buff left. They have a little bit, just a tiny amount. So should be able to at least shove that wave in. They have Annie down bottom. Members of Fusion now trying to get in position. Thresh is pretty out of position right now. I like Dogmar being split from the team. Ooh, Golden Trash just eats an Ezreal Q. And with Scorch applied, that looked like a lot of damage. And Kavik King has successfully pilfered himself that blue elixir, so he's doing quite a bit more damage to the tower than normal. Teleport in from Alawi. This is kind of risky. They could have just finished the tower maybe, but now Lucky is going to go in and you know, go down. Flash over the wall from Spitfire, though. He lands a 3-man summon Tibbers. Immediately destroys 2 of them. Double kill for him. Golden Trash now trying to chase down. They will finish him off with that harsh lesson. The other 3 members, it was enough of a distraction that the other 3 members were able to run away from Dude Where's My ELO, though. So it's just a 2 for 2 off of the play. Rotation over to Dragon. That's another Infernal Dragon. Oh, but Hoey's in position. He's here, 3,000 health on it. We saw him steal Baron last game. Can he finish it off? He's got the jump over the... Oh, he's gonna go away. He's not gonna sacrifice his life for the Infernal Dragon. And that's actually pretty big. That's a second one going over to Dude Where's My ELO. That's 16% now, and that means that even if this last dragon, which actually isn't gonna happen, that's the Infernal Dragon next. So that's 9 dragons so far this series for Dude Where's My ELO, and they've barely been able to squeak out some wins. Well, a win in the first game. This one isn't over yet. I don't have a script, I swear. But it's a 3,000 gold lead right now for them. Elder. What did I said Infernal. Infernal is like the Elder Dragon, honestly. It's more valuable. That's a joke. I swear this series has fried my brain. So there will be a small teleport window where Dogmar has it, but Malzahardons doesn't. I don't think they can exploit that just yet. I would like to see Alawi in a side lane by herself and the other 4 members group somewhere else for Team Fusion. I think that that's their optimal strategy right now. They kind of started to do that and then called Alawi in on the weird fight at their turret. Right now, Kha'Zix and Cassiopeia looking at blue buff as their major objective, while the members of Dude Where's My ELO push in. There's only 3 of them here. Warwick and Annie are both in bot lane. Annie is just out of vision. I don't know that they know she's down there. And that could be a difficult moment. Should be spotted by the ward in the bush. I don't think they have any way to deward that. They will once Lucky's sweeper comes out. Code Kid looks for the fight, lands the hook through Cho'Gath, it looked like, onto Ezreal. Not able to finish anything off, and Code Kid going to immediately go down the feast onto Flozard as well. Jinx just is not doing any damage. Now Dogmar is caught by two members of Dude Where's My ELO, and this is falling apart quickly for Team Fusion. Flozart just walked straight into that Cho'Gath R. Inhibitor goes down now at 35 minutes. It's the first one of the game. Hoey is trying to buy time for the game. Goes in, trying to assassinate Cabot King. Flashes away. Nexus turret number... Oh, they had an inhibitor earlier. I'm dumb. That was a... Yeah, that's actually just going to be game. That was a really close 2-0 series, but it is going to go in favor of Dude Where's My ELO. I'm so beyond fried from those games. Yeah, 25 kills to 19 is going to be the final kill score. 2-0 win for Dude Where's My ELO. They're going to improve to 2-0 on the season, whereas Team Fusion falls to 1-1. Honestly, both teams played pretty well. They played to their win conditions. They're going to meet two more times in the regular season, and I don't see why this wouldn't be the final matchup as well, given the trends that we've seen so far. Um, yeah, really well played by both teams. MVP of this particular game is going to be a tough one. I think I'm going to go with Spitfire. Um, yeah, I think Spitfire for the game. I have no idea about the series. Game 1 MVP was Flozart on the losing team. Um, Game 2 is Spitfire. Let's just give it to Spitfire. He played pretty well on Zed in Game 1, got a big lead, and they were able to close it out. I don't know that it was necessarily thanks to him that they were able to close it out, but he played well pretty much throughout. The Annie flash over the wall, the big summon Tibbers, happened a couple of times this game, so uh, we'll go ahead and go with that. Um, yeah, that'll do it for today. Thanks everybody for watching. If you enjoyed, please consider giving the stream a follow. Uh, we also have bits enabled. We have a sub button if you are super wanting to support me personally. Uh, yeah, let's look at some damage charts really quick, and then we'll go ahead and sign out. Yeah, that's about what I expected, honestly. Um, yeah,